So what's sort of the balance of being a competitor, but also knowing it is game 4?
I think the hard part is just staying patient. I think we all been around long enough to understand that it's a process and it's going to take time, but I don't think that makes it any easier. When you're in the hit, like when it's happening, you kind of just like, man, I know I said it's a process and I know it's going to take time, but we competitors, like you said, and we've done this at a high level, so we expect to get the kind of results that we put into it. But like I just said, it's going to take time, and it's going to look ugly sometimes, and other times it's going to look like the potential that it's supposed to look like. We had a solid showing opening night, and then we had laid the egg kind of against Atlanta, and then we bounced back, and then tonight, it was the same thing. So I think you're in that type of process when you have that type of inconsistency. But none of us are looking at it like, oh, it's okay. Obviously it's frustrating. We don't want to have it, but we still trying to learn each other. We're trying to learn a new staff. And it's one thing to understand it in walkthroughs and in practice, but to go out there and, another team is trying to disrupt it and to be able to make reads and, understand within that it's a different challenge. And, that's where that process is going to kick in.
Yeah, has it surprised you that it's been as ugly as it has been, like in these 2 games where you guys have had this?
At times, where I'm like, man, we should be able to get something. But I think part of it is the character of the team. Nobody wants to. I think typically for me, I take charge. And I try to make things happen and do more. But I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to accept, the process of this is happening. And Giannis is probably feeling the same way. Chris is probably feeling the same way. We want to show trust and not, just go back to something that's not sustainable. And I think because of that, sometimes it can get ugly. And sometimes, just in my experience in the league, it gets a little bit ugly out there when everybody's trying to do the right thing and nobody wants to do the wrong thing. So I think that's kind of happening. And defensively, we having some confusion, some miscommunications. And I think that's more so because of the newness of everything. But we just got to stick with it. I keep saying it, but we've all been around a long time to where this is not what we want or expected, but we know that this is a part of the game and it's part of the process.
Dame, a lot of excitement in Toronto about Scotty Barnes. What do you see in him and his future potential?
He's got extreme potential. Obviously, if he shoots the ball the way he shot it tonight, that's another weapon that he has to his game. But the size, the versatility, he handles. He's making threes tonight. He rebounds. He defends. He does everything. So when you got a guy like that, as long as he continues to get better, it's going to be, trouble for a lot of people.
Dan, you mentioned like miscommunications or mistakes. I think on the very first 3 they had, I was trying to figure out if you guys are trying to switch or not switch it. Can you explain kind of what happened on that?
Is that the one where they threw it from the post?
Yeah, I'll just see for the time.
Yeah, so we were doubling on the dribble, and we doubled, and when you double on the post, you get in a full rotation. So the guy I think I doubled on the entry, and then the next guy takes the first pass, and then the next guy after that takes the second pass, and I go opposite to the corner. But it was like we just didn't rotate, and I think that's, like I said, part of the newness of everything for everybody here. Just in the past, from playing against the Bucks, I know that a lot of times they would guard with 2 people and keep the big close to the rim to protect the rim and the rebound. So because of that, they didn't end up in rotations a lot. So it's new, to be able to just react that way off the rip. So like I said, that's a part of an adjustment, when you've done one thing for so many years and then now you got to rotate off of a double team or off of a trap. That's not something that you're just going to automatically do. So I think that was, actually I'm certain that was what happened. We doubled, and then it's supposed to be the next guy pulls over and we pull over, and then you go opposite from the double team, and we just didn't rotate.
Dame, can you speak to the value in games like this when it comes to figuring things out, making adjustments, and the newness of the team?
I think it builds character. You had these types of experiences, and you just keep encouraging the team. You encourage yourself to just keep going. You know, it's part of it. Nobody's above adversity happening or having some tough nights. And it's the people that continue to work through it and keep their minds right and understand that get to game 25, game 30, game 35, and you look back like, man, like, we got to be excited about where we are now because it was, you know, we had some ugly nights, but you got to just understand that that's part of it. Every year that I've been in the league, every team that I've been on has had these types of moments, whether it came early in the season or whether it came in the middle of the season or whether it came late. You know, it always comes, and how you handle that is extremely important. So, I mean, this isn't anything happening for us that's out of the ordinary, especially for a new staff and a new team. And we just got to stay with it. We just got to keep pushing forward.